Our evaluator is Martha. Martha, please read the objectives.
Sí. She's speaking from the Speaking to Inform Advanced Manual. She's delivering her project number 1. The objectives are select a new and useful information for presentation to the audience. She has to organize the information for an easy way to understand and for retention from the audience. And she has to present the information in a way that will help motivate the audience to learn. Time will be 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Martha. In a probably vain attempt to recover, Duke, please demonstrate the timing criteria.
Yes, for a 5 to 7 minute speech, the timing is green light at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7, 30 seconds to wrap up, and we also have 30 seconds on the other side as well.
Thank you. As mentioned, this is the Speaking to Inform, and it's 5 to 7 minutes. Dr. Guy will inform us on the cutting-edge research concerning the gut, something of which I know very well, and how our gut microbiome keeps us healthy or in a state of disease. Please help me welcome Cynthia Guy, the Gut-Brain Connections.
The gut-brain connection. By the show of hands, how many of you in this room believe or know that there's a connection between our gut and our brain function? Very well, the majority, that's excellent. Well, tonight we're going to share some scientific information, really cutting edge, that I have used personally in my life over the past 5 years, and I hope the information will be valuable to you. We are 100 trillion types of bacteria in our gut. There's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. When the good bacteria predominates in our body, we're healthy. When the bad bacteria overpopulates the good bacteria, it causes our disease. Interestingly enough, the disease can manifest itself all over the body. Primarily, tonight we're focusing on the brain. But I learned that it can cause many other problems in our body. For example, in our brain we have a barrier, it's called the blood-brain barrier, and when our immune system is not working correctly because the bacteria encompasses 80% of our immune system. To me, that was shocking when I learned that in medical school 30 years ago, I must admit. I did not know that our gut had an immune system, and it's called bacteria. That to me was shocking. I did learn, however, concerning our mouth and food sensitivities, that a lot of foods can cause sensitivities, and the sensitivities, again, can cause the bacteria, bad bacteria, to overpopulate and cause disease. In my case, was gluten intolerance that totally destroyed my immune system, and we believe today that is probably the etiology or the causation of my multiple sclerosis. We also have thyroid problems like low thyroid function, high thyroid function, adrenals, colon, the constipation, the diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, all stem from a leaky gut or intestinal permeability. What happens in the intestine when our bacteria overpopulates? The lining of our gut is like a shag rug, and the shag rug has little valves. valves between the shags that prevents toxic material from going into the blood. But when our bad bacteria overpopulates the gut, these shags die and we become Berber carpet in the gut. And the Berber carpet, guess what? There are no valves there. And everything goes out to the blood. The blood gets contaminated with toxic material from bad food, so to speak. We didn't know it's bad food when we were eating it, and causes blood-brain disparity, bowel disparity, etc., in our body. When folks have, for example, depression, anxiety, brain fog, and they really go to the psychiatrist and they started on antidepressants, and the antidepressants don't work. In reality, one example that's been given in the literature was Robin Williams. Robin Williams was very depressed on antidepressants for life, and yet he committed suicide. They said if they had only looked at his gut, maybe Robin Williams will still be with us today. The disparity of the gut bacteria causes inflammation. And this inflammation, there are two types of inflammation. Acute, when we have a cut, it looks red, swollen. In a couple days it heals. No big deal. We can see it. It's acute. Chronic inflammation, however, is the sequela, the consequences of the disparity in our gut. And the science is there to prove it. Peer-reviewed journals, there are scientists working throughout the world, in the UK primarily, and US scientists are working with European scientists. There really is going to change the way patients are treated in their medical condition, and I can't wait for that. The question is asked, is our DNA responsible? I was amazed to learn that bacteria has about 96% of DNA. Imagine that. So can they be responsible? Absolutely. If in the 96% of bacteria in our gut has DNA and is affected, absolutely our DNA is responsible at the gut level. But at the cellular level, it's only 24%. Can it be modified? Absolutely, it can be modified and healed. So the question comes up, what can we change or prevent? Can we change or prevent illness? Absolutely. And these are the things we need to do. Food choices. Avoid processed foods. Reduce antibiotics. Consume non-GMO. Lifestyle, de-stress. Consume fermented foods. And add prebiotics and probiotics in your body. Sugar is not our friend, my friends. Sugar is really the enemy because we all are addicted to sugar in some way, shape, or form. I will beg you to look at labels very carefully. And if you see anything that says high fructose corn syrup, please do not purchase it. In reality, there is a symbiotic relationship between our bacteria and our food. What we eat, the bacteria either likes or doesn't like. So remember, when you're putting in that donut in your mouth, think what it will do to your bacteria. Bad bacteria will be clapping hands because later on we will have additional inflammation. We are what we eat, and the message tonight is, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food, by Hippocrates. I will summon you to listen carefully to these words, and perhaps do your additional research as to what you can do to improve your health. Thank you.